Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Greg here again with a final reveal of the buddy build with Paul, military model Paul of the HMS Dreadnought in 1/350th scale, and I've done the 1915 version. As you know, Paul has done the 1907 version. So here we go. So as you can see, it's all finished now at last. Very happy with it. A few bits and pieces that we've added. Like where's the pointy stick again? Pointy stick. You see, we've added the torpedo net, which basically is it's like just a net. You see, it's just a net, but you roll it. I PVA'd it and roll it in as tight as I possibly can. This was sort of trying to do it the first time. I couldn't get it, but I rolled it and rolled it and rolled it until it became cylindrical, and I got the desired shape, and it looks quite good. It looks quite authentic. I wasn't so sure what colour, so I'm just doing the battleship grey, well, the dark sea grey, with a couple of grey washes in there as well. I don't know if there'd be any rust, because would it get rusty, or is it stainless steel, or whatever it is, I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so, but you never know. Yeah, so we've added those, and I don't know if you can see. Well, let's zoom in a little bit to the flags. I'll have to bring it closer in. You can see I've added some signal flags. There we go. Just out of tin foil. I haven't a clue what to say, but yeah, they're okay. Some of them are a bit iffy, but I won't turn around. And that was one of the kit things on there. I've seen a couple of pictures of the Dreadnought, and it's got one of those heavy Union Jack flags flying on there as well, as you can see from the rigging, which is all being done again. I used the Easy Line. Which company is it? I think it's MIG. I think it's MIG's Easy Line. Not too sure. Can't remember. One of the companies anyhow. Yeah, so that's that. I've got the railings on since last time. Tell you what, I'll bring the ship to the camera better, and then we can have a good look through it. Right, so yeah, I've got these are canvas covers, so I thought I'd just weather them up a little bit, make them a bit grubby with being on the sea. You see, I've got all the railings on, and I added some more weather into the hull. I put a bit of algae onto the hull, and also added a depth line on the front there and weathered that in. There we go. That's all weathered in as well on both sides. Deck, you've seen my deck. There's some more rigging on the back. You can quite see it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Obviously, we've got the lifeboats on there. I was going to tie them down, but I couldn't find anything really that was good enough to tie them down. I'll have to think about it and see if go back to it and revisit it and maybe add some bits to it. I added the canvas covers to the rails on the front. They're okay, not the best. I know where I went wrong, so we can add. I'll show you where I'm on about actually. Is on here. They're all canvas covers, just round the freight, around the handrails, and a couple of lifebuoys there. They came from a PE set, Royal Navy, I think it is PE set. Yeah, I just weathered it, generally weathered it with muck and grime all over. It's been at the sea for since what would be 1907, 1915, so it'll be, you know, 8 years in out at sea or an active service, so it's going to get grubby and grimy, especially the hull. You've got that side there, which is we added those this little part here is a part of on the ship's side. This bar here under there, I've got one on the other side, and if you look farther along at the back, there's another big long bar. There we are, that one, the long one as well. Don't know what it's for, but it was on the ship's side, so we added those. Obviously, I added all these things last time you seen them from the wash. These bits here, all along the side there as well. I think it's 14 each side or something like that. Spaced out, individually spaced. It's quite a nice kit to build. Obviously we've got a bit of PE, extra PE to it and things. And there's the pulleys that are made from the, it came with my deck. So I did one there and two on the main masts. And we just rigged that up. And we turn around on the other side. We have the searchlight, which they've been as similar to various service poles, drilled out, silver mark behind them, and then just finished off with a bit of wet look, just to give them a bit of a shine. Again, I've added the barrels and I've just made them up, and you know, I've seen a lot of battleships with the barrels that go up, you know, different heights and things like that, like these ones here on the back, and one on the side there. But just something, you know, just something to look at really. And so we had these things here, these little bars here with the rigging. If you can't quite see the rigging, can you? It's the only thing with the ship, you can't really see the rigging. Yeah, so we put two of those from the main mast, and I looked on a picture of the masts. Obviously I haven't got them all on. I was trying to think of a way to do the little crosses for the radio masts, and I couldn't think of anything really to make it with. But when I do another build, because I've got the 2000, I've got the 1918 version and the 1907 version, which Paul kindly bought me for my Christmas present. Yeah, so I'll be building in the future, so I would like all three, you know, lined up to see the evolution. Yeah, I think that's about it really. Oh, I haven't added the little, see this little part on the back, and it's a little cage that goes on the back of there. It's ready to go on, but I keep knocking it off, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on when I finish this, and it's going in the glass cabinet so it won't get knocked off. And we've just dry brushed the Dreadnought sign on the back there with a bit of brass as well. You can see underneath there we've got all the algae and different coloured red oxides, and yeah, simply done. Nothing too elaborate, you know. Just can't get away from weather and things, unfortunately. Like Paul likes to keep a clean ship, mine's a bit mucky. But yeah, I've fully enjoyed the build. It's been really nice to do. Fully enjoyed it. Fully enjoyed it. Let's zoom back out again. Out. You can see a bit more of it. Yeah, so it's quite a nice little build. Fully enjoyed. I've got chains on there, proper chains as well. They came with a thing I got for a long time ago. I think I actually bought it for this originally when my daughter bought it for my Christmas present when I was ill. Yeah, so I've got the chains there. There's a bit of netting there. There's a bit of a hairy Mary on there, look. I have to be careful because I can't see the rigging half the time. There we are. That's it off. Yeah, but the rigging was good. It was it's easy enough to do is when you find out what you're going to anchor them to first. When you look at the ships with the masts on, you don't see where they're anchored to, so I've had to sort of disguise where you anchored the actual main mast at the bottom, which is not too bad, and maybe you can quite see the on the funnels as well. I did those on the funnels as well, the like stabilizers, whatever you want to call them, wires. Yeah, yes, fully enjoyed the build. I'm going in the cupboard next to me other little battleship that I built this time last year. Ironically, was the Oral, the Zvezda kit, which is another nice little build. I totally enjoyed it. So we have another few ships up to come in the future, but now we're going to go back to armour. But I'll do an introduction video to that in the next day or so, or even today. We'll see how we get on first. So let's give this another quick go around. I should have my little magic turntable, but I can't find it at the moment. I'm going to give my cave a bit of a clean out, I think. Yeah, I just used the sign the sign that came with the kit. Just dry brushed it with the brass again. Quite pleased with the deck. I didn't tell you that. I went in just all these little pieces, all the ones to make shadows, just where you know where it gets a bit from the sun and things like that. So I've just done that with that and just darkened them in. I just used the sepia wash that I made, I did with a lot of the weather and as well, so I just used the sepia wash for that. I thought the brown was a bit too harsh and black would even be too harsh still, so we just left it with the sepia, and I think it's worked quite well. And the deck stayed down no problem at all, but thanks to Paul it's all just used wood glue and it's not risen in any part at all. I say Paul's redone his Rodney deck because he was bubbling up, so he's just finished his Rodney deck again. He's put it all back on and he's happy with it, so I'm sure he'll show you on his next update on that. Yeah, so we're finished at last. I don't build fast, as you know, just as well really. Right, so I say thank you very much to all my subscribers, new and old, and the kind comments that was left, or getting left. Oh, I forgot, I've just about to add these, wasn't it? Oh, I missed them bits, so I'll have to go back and do them. I've got some little lifeboats going out from the davits and I forgot to add them, so I'll have to do them after we've finished on here. Oh well, I knew there was something, but there you go. Yeah, and I say I made the little flags out of, I think it must have been, it was one of the YouTubers I've been following watching ship builds, just to pick up some hints and tips, and he made some as well, obviously better than mine, but just using foil. I painted base colours and just got a few ideas off images off the internet. I haven't a clue what it's going to say, probably says nout, but yeah, just getting the to look at it, you know what I mean. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll see you very very soon with an introduction to the new build me and Paul are going to do, and I'm also going to enter it into Joachim and Marcus's GB, the heavy tanks and weapons, I think it is. So I'll give you sort of some hint. I think Paul's already showed you what he's doing, so he'll have a sort of clue where I'm going with mine as well. So we'll see you with that very soon. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll catch you very very soon.